the designers that get championed are either well connected, live close to these dynamic cities that are thriving in the fashion world, Milan, New York, etc., or they have these connections. And so what you're doing is actually empowering creators from all corners of the earth. So talk to us a little about that part of the mission.
Yeah, I have to say, every single person who works at Psyche is incredibly passionate about that, because what we saw, I professionally grew up, but I grew up during the social media, revolution, and saw the impact that had on creators, but just democratizing access to who got to be a fashion photographer, who got to sit in the front row, who got to have a point of view on fashion and its narrative. And I think the internet, and specifically platforms like Instagram, really catalyzed that in an incredible way. And I think what has been slower to change is actually the disruption of fashion houses, right? Who, by the way, all the major houses, they're here to stay in the same way that many of the greatest fashion photographers are here to stay and as important as ever. But because of these changes we're seeing, we think that there's actually challengers coming in. So in the same way that maybe @TylerPhotos had access to Instagram, we think that Glitch of Mind having access to Blender will have a similar impact, because to start a fashion house, you need capital. You need to deploy capital because samples are costly, right? Production is costly. It's a really hard thing to do, and you tend to have capital behind you at a very early stage to be in one of the major cities or getting grants from one of the major governments. We all know there's 4 major fashion weeks. There's many more, but there's 4 major ones. And I think for us, what was really important is let's launch something called the Psyche Collective and just get the best of the best talent that's out there who are designing digitally first. Let's look at raw talent and see who we can come across and what we can find. And the most amazing designers came through to us, where we went through a blind process all the way up into the interviews. We came out with 10 designers from 10 totally different backgrounds and points of view, styles, perspective. Even what they want to build is entirely different.